This show, guys. This fucking show. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Hugh McQuaid, and today we are talking about TNT Extreme Wrestling Summer Explosion 2025. That's right, the big summer event from last weekend. I finally got to finish it in its entirety, and I want to talk about it because this is one hell of a show, ladies and gentlemen. Before we dive into all that, please subscribe, please like this video, please comment your thoughts down below, and I'll try to reply to every single one of them as we dive into this. Starting with my overall thoughts on Summer Explosion, I can't put over how good this show was. I thought this show was 5 out of 5. I'm going to say it right now. I usually save it till the end. I think it was 5 out of 5 territory. The matches, the angles, everything on this show delivered. And considering this is only my second Extreme Wrestling show, my third TNT show, because I watched the Ignition show as well, this has me hooked. It has me absolutely hooked. I think they did such a great job of building stories, building characters, and building interesting feuds on this show, as well as pairing it with some unbelievable wrestling. Unbelievable wrestling. The opening match is incredible. The Emersyn Jayne Luke Jacobs match is incredible. A fantastic main event angle. I am very high on this show, so I'm going to dive straight into it. Every match, every angle, everything that happened, starting with the opening match, which was Michael Oku taking on Connor Mills. So I was completely invested in this. When this match opened the show, I was like, okay, we're doing Mills versus Oku first. Great. What a hot match to open the show. And this wasn't just a hot match. This told an excellent story, excellent in-ring psychology of working over a limb as both men look to target each other's legs. Connor Mills looking to use the knee bar, Michael Oku going for the half crab. It all worked perfectly well, starting with lockups, and then you got initial transitions trying to get in the half crab and stuff like that. It was really sensational to watch in that opening segment. You have both men hitting incredibly brutal looking dragon screws on each other, trying to take out the leg. Connor Mills is trying to lock in an ankle lock. He'll be rolled through by Michael Oku, who manages to almost get the half crab in. Then Michael Oku goes for a lion salt and a Pele kick. They are just hitting everything in the kitchen sink at each other in this match. It was really hard hitting and incredibly fast paced. They worked such a fast pace for the opening match that I was just enthralled throughout it, and Connor Mills I think is super underrated. He's one of the most underrated wrestlers working today. The way that he structures matches is second to none, and we need to see more of him, especially when he's in the ring with the likes of Michael Oku. Got this really cool bit where they were kind of trying to outdo each other. Connor Mills went to the top rope and went for a stomp, and Michael Oku got the knees up. Then Michael Oku goes for a splash. Connor Mills gets the knees up. Then another splash from Oku. It was running wild at this point. You get this incredible sequence towards the sort of latter half of the match where Connor Mills goes for a clothesline. Oku dodges it, manages to hit a poison rana. Connor Mills pops back up, manages to hit a lariat. You both get a double down. It was really, really awesome, like really cool stuff. And then you got some stuff on the apron as well, where Connor Mills hits like the rebound clothesline, but on Michael Oku, who's on the apron. It was all really well done. Then the closing sequence was just sensational. Michael Oku goes up for 2 splashes. Connor Mills gets the knees up on the last one and manages to transition it into an ankle lock. Michael Oku manages to roll him through into a half crab, and then Connor Mills manages to roll Oku through and lock in the ankle lock, but he like stretches back on it as well. It looked so cool, and Michael Oku taps. Massive win for Connor Mills, and this match was just sensational. This was freaking-tastic, and a match that I highly recommend you check out if you are wanting to check out some great wrestling, because this is great wrestling. I absolutely adored this first match. It was so good and set the stage for what was going to be, a fantastic show going forward. Next up for the TNT Undisputed Women's Championship, the champion Lana Austin took on Lucy Sky and Session Moth Martina in a triple threat. This is following on from the last show where Lana Austin cashed in her briefcase and walked out as the Undisputed Champion. Very, very fun. And this told a really fun story as well, It had the story of Lucy Sky and Session Moth Martina wanting to gang up on Lana Austin, and Lana Austin either trying to avoid it, trying to get Lucy Sky and Session Moth to go after each other, or just having to fight off 2 against 1. Position Lana Austin is sort of a little bit of an underdog, the way she was fighting back against Lucy Sky and Session Moth at some point. I was like, there's a good guy babyface run in Lana Austin, because she's so unbelievably talented in the ring. She was hitting sick headbutts on everyone who had them coming, and then she was doing really fun character work by like sitting in the corner cheering for Lucy Sky and Session Moth to go after each other. I thought it was really, really fun. You get this awesome sequence towards the end where Lana Austin and Session Moth both clock each other with headbutts, go down, and then Lucy Sky hits a massive splash as well. But in the end, it was a bit of miscommunication as Session Moth Martina goes to hit Lana Austin with the belt. Lana moves out the way and Lucy Sky is clocked instead. Session Moth looks like she's going to get a pin, but is thrown out by Lana Austin, who steals the victory. Very, very cool finish. I'm a big fan of it. I think it works well for the Lana Austin character, and I was a huge fan of this. I thought it was a really fun match, and I'm excited to see where Lana's reign goes from here. Really entertaining 3-way this. Then we got a special guest referee come out, and the match we had was Leonardo Darwin taking on Cocaine. I've never seen a Cocaine match in my life, and I don't really know what I was expecting when I wanted to watch a Cocaine match. This was so fun. This was really fun, from Darwin coming out dressed as Hulk Hogan, which, it is what it is. People were fans of Hogan. I understand they're going to do stuff like this. So coming out like Hulk Hogan and then facing the monster that is Cocaine, and then having some really fun, entertaining bits in there, like trying to give him vitamin powder, I thought was really, really funny. Cocaine showed some really fun, athletic offense in here as well, but he goes for the Coke Slam on Darwin, and then as it looks like he's going to potentially pick up the win, who should come out but Gain? That's right, Gain. I'm going to be honest, I had no idea who Gain was at first, but now I do, and I'm happy I know about Gain, because this was really fun. Gain comes out, gets on the apron, and sort of has a stare down with Cocaine, and Cocaine and Gain in the same room. Wasn't expecting that on my bingo card. Gain accidentally gets Cocaine in his eyes, and Cocaine, the wrestler, is then accidentally chokeslammed by Gain. Then it is Darwin who picks up the win. He hits a leg drop. There's some cool sort of posing going on. There's some making out. All the good stuff that we like to see from TNT. And this was just fun. This was just hella fun. I can't complain about it. You probably, had no... If you're a newbie and you're hearing me talk about it, you probably have no idea what I am talking about. But it's fun. It was incredibly fun. And I highly recommend you check it out if you're interested in some fun stuff. Not cocaine. Don't check out Cocaine. Let's move on. This was cool. And also set up the ending of the show. Jesus Christ now. We're going to have to talk about the TNT Extreme Division title match, which is going to be a death match. Emersyn Jayne comes out. We don't know who she's going to be facing, who she's going to be defending that title against. It is none other than the Progress World Champion, Northwest Strong, Luke Jacobs. Deathmatch Luke, as the fans were chanting at him. Now, I've seen Luke Jacobs do no disqualification matches. He had a great one against Masato Tanaka. He had a great one against Tate Mayfairs as well, in Progress. However, switching the deathmatch element up there, this match was brutal. Absolutely brutal. And what I appreciated the most about this show is that they went so hard in this deathmatch, that it would have been very easy to oversaturate with deathmatch stuff, but they held back. This being the one deathmatch on the show, I thought did just the right stuff. It did just the right amount of violence and just disturbing imagery, and really got under your skin the way a deathmatch should be, while also being incredibly entertaining. It did all those things in spades. One of the best death matches that I have seen. I cannot give enough love to this match. The majority of my notes in here are just about about light tubes. There was so much light tubes that went on in this match. They were getting thrown into light tubes across the back. Luke Jacobs' back was pissing blood. Emersyn Jayne's back was pissing blood. There were some really gnarly looking spots in here, and Luke just dragging the jagged edge of a light tube across Emersyn Jayne. It was sickening to see. You've got a shotgun drop kick through some light tubes. You've got Emersyn Jayne going to the top rope and getting clocked with some light tubes. Then Luke Jacobs, like the sick man that he apparently is, he goes for the fork. He gets the fork. He starts digging that into the head of Emersyn Jayne. Emersyn Jayne again, just pissing blood from everywhere. Both of these competitors were absolutely just battered after this. Absolutely battered. You get some cool table spots like Luke Jacobs getting thrown through. I don't think it was a table. It was like a, wooden board with barbed wire on. He just gets driven through that. Uranagi through a table. This is all just like relentless after each other. Relentless violence here in this death match. And it was hella enjoyable. You eventually got to some of the more like gnarly stuff. They built it really well, building to the more extreme stuff towards the end, because that's when the pane of glass comes out. Excuse me, I got that wrong. I am editing myself on the fly here because the thumbtacks came out first. Luke Jacobs brings thumbtacks in, and a second rope Spanish fly from Emersyn Jayne sends Luke back first into these thumbtacks. It was grisly. He also gets a board of light tubes that are taped to the board. He gets thrown into that, and they absolutely shatter. Some of the light tubes in this match would not shatter, and when they would hit each other with them, they wouldn't break. They would just hit them harder, and it was uncomfortable to watch. But then we get the pane of glass being brought out, set up on two chairs, and Emersyn Jayne power bombs Luke Jacobs through this pane of glass for a near fall, which was crazy. Eventually, Emersyn Jayne manages to power up Luke in a sit-out driver, drives him right onto some light tubes for the 1, 2, 3, and in nearly 25 minutes this match went. It was fantastic. It is one of the best death matches I've ever seen, and I haven't seen that many because, death match sometimes not really for me, but in terms of death matches that I have seen, it was incredible. It was incredible, this match. I absolutely loved it. And then you got a really cool promo after from Luke talking about doing his first death match, really putting over Emersyn Jayne. It was excellent. Excellent. Flawless. Fantastic match. Go out of your way to see this one. Next up for the TNT Women's Tag Team titles, we had the experienced Sky Smithson and LA Taylor taking on Pretty Vicious, Zoe Lucas and Amira Blair. This was fun. This was in a rough spot, following that death match, but it was completely different. It was completely different. It had some laughs in there. It had some, uniqueness to it. We hadn't had a tag team match as of yet on the card, so it was, different in that regard. I thought this was really entertaining, really cool. I like Pretty Vicious a lot, and I'm going to really, really put over Amira here because Amira has some of the best, most animated facial expressions I think I've seen in pro wrestling. When she was like getting knocked about at the sort of the beginning of the match by LA Taylor, some of the facial expressions that she was showing, at the directly to camera were really, really good, really quirky, really goofy, and I appreciated that a lot. It gave the match a different flair. And then you have Zoe Lucas in there who's doing some taunts and, teasing the opponents. They have a really good dynamic together. The match started out with the experience dominating Pretty Vicious pretty much and just, beating them up quite a lot. But then it's sort of a trip to Sky Smithson by Zoe Lucas that gets the advantage for him. They start working over Sky. They hit some cool tandem offense. Zoe Lucas gets in this really cool stretch where she pulls back, sits down, pulls the legs and the back at the same time. That was really cool. But then it's all building to LA Taylor comes in, and LA Taylor goes in and sort of wrecks shop. Get a nice spear and scissor kick combo from Amira and Zoe, sort of on the outside mixed with in the ring. But it's a magic killer from the experience that puts away Pretty Vicious, and that's the win. The experience retain. Really cool. I thought that was really cool. And then it was announced that the She-Wolves will be making their return to TNT at Siren's Fury. I think that's going to be a great tag match. Cool tag match incoming. Yeah, I thought this was fun. This was really enjoyable tag match. Next up for the Ultra X Division Championship, we have the champion Shay Monet taking on Adam Bolt. I thought this match was really damn good. This was so good. Like, there's nothing else to say about this. The match was so good. It started off hot very, very early as Adam Bolt hits a dive straight on Monet to the outside, and then they're just brawling around ringside. They're brawling by the bar. Adam Bolt hits a massive, moonsault off the bar onto Shay Monet. It was 100% from the get-go. Then it looks like they're brawling to the back, and Shay Monet is chasing Adam Bolt. Shay Monet's being held back by security, but as it pans back, the camera pans back, and what do we see? Adam Bolt's up there on the balcony. He hits a massive crossbody onto everyone down below, and then they get in the ring, and then the match sort of officially starts because it's now in the ring. I like the story of this match, that they told that they were trying to almost one-up each other. They were doing similar moves. You got a code red from Adam Bolt, and then they sort of traded variations of the lung blower as well. Adam Bolt hit a slingshot one, Shay Monet hit a diving one as well. They were sort of one-upping each other in terms of the moves they would execute, and it was pretty subtle, but I appreciated it was there. This was then followed up by a double crossbody that took both competitors out, and you got diving stunners. You got this really cool stunner where Shay Monet was like hanging over the ropes, and it was from the turnbuckle, almost like a middle coast to coast, whatever you want to call that, but instead Adam Bolt hit a stunner. It was really, really cool. Then, as we're coming towards the end of the match, Shay Monet pushes the referee into the ropes as Adam Bolt is at the top. Looks like he was going to hit a dive. Then, a great-looking Hurricane Rana attempt on the apron, which gives sort of just pain to my back when it happened, because Adam Bolt goes for a Hurricane Rana. Previously, he'd just been hit with a razor's edge as well. He manages to come back, goes for Hurricane Rana on Shay Monet on the apron, and they look to powerbomb him on the apron. It was brutal, really brutal counter. Monet manages to hit the slut drop for the win, retaining their title. Yeah, I thought this was great. I thought this was a fantastic match, and then it was made even better in the post-match, because I do think that this has been a really great rivalry from the installments which I've seen, which isn't many, but I think they've told a really good story, have Monet and Adam Bolt. Monet calls out who's going to be next, says some choice words about Lucy Sky, about Adam Bolt, but who should answer the call on the Tron? Sonny Kiss. Sonny Kiss, really underrated. I'm a big fan of them. And yeah, versus Shay Monet, that sounds like it's going to be fun. That's going to happen at Effie's Big Gay Brunch, which I believe is in September. There's sort of a group of about 4 shows that happen in September. I think this is going to be class. Really cool, really interesting get. And yeah, capped off a fun match. I have 0 complaints. Very, very fun. Next up for the TNT Tag Team titles, we had Act 2, Jack Knudsen and Benjamin Harland taking on the Temple of Malum, Isaac North and Rob Drake, who were accompanied by Joe Kessler and Lana Austin. This match did not go very long. It didn't go very long. There was sort of Act 2 have just made their entrance, and then they just get jumped straight away by the Temple of Malum. They're beating them down around the outside, and then there's sort of a nasty bit where Knudsen is knocked to the outside. Looks like he lands on the guardrail, and then it looks like, the match might get called off, but Benjamin Harland runs back in the ring. He starts fighting down with Joe Kessler and Rob Drake, and yeah, they beat him. There's some cool tension between Isaac North and Rob Drake, because Rob Drake wants Isaac North to destroy Benjamin Harland after Jack Knudsen's been taken to the back. However, Isaac North's a bit apprehensive. He doesn't really know if he should do this. He's a bit, subdued. He's waiting on the outside while Kessler and Rob Drake are in the ring, and he hits a choke bomb reluctantly, but there's a really interesting bit beforehand where Rob Drake gets in the face of North, and that sort of gets a big reaction from the crowd. Maybe we're going to a split of Temple of Malum, or we're just going to move Joe Kessler into the Isaac North role. I'm not sure, but it was a very, very interesting angle to do, and yeah, it was a fun match. I hope Jack Knudsen's okay. I hope this wasn't real. I'm not really seeing confirmation if this was a work or not, but I hope he's okay. I hope he's doing well, because I know that given, a full 20 minutes, this could be an absolute banger. So, yeah, best of wishes to Act 2. Interesting angle for the tag team match. not too much to say other than that. And then for the TNT World Championship, we had Tate Mayfairs defending against man like Deriess. We all knew this was going to be a fun match, and it was a hell of a fun match, a hell of a fun main event. I don't think I preferred it to the Tate versus Trent match. I think that was better than this one, but at the same time, this was class. This was really cool. It started off really hot, you know. A man like Deriess comes out, he does his entrance. Tate Mayfairs comes out. They did a really cool presentation of it. It felt like big time when they had, you know, the looking up camera angle, the upwards angle camera, looking up at the title, looking up at Tate and Deriess, and Tate going straight for a Jaguar knee. It worked really well. They're sort of trading blows on the outside. They're trading chops. You get this great back and forth suplex spot towards the middle where they're just trying to power each other up, and eventually man like Deriess powers up Tate Mayfairs over his head and drops him with a suplex. Then towards the end of the match, you've got this really cool bit where Deriess looks like he's going for a blue thunderbomb slash a deep six, and as he's doing that, as he spins Tate round, he pulls the turnbuckle off, and that will come back later. That's sort of that smoking gun. Then you get one of the sickest looking deep sixes I've ever seen from a man like Deriess. He absolutely does not slow down when he hit the deep six and just drops Tate Mayfairs. It was an awesome spot. After he's hit the deep six, it looks like Deriess is going to pick up the win as he goes for a 450, but Tate Mayfairs pulls the ref on top of him, getting crushed in the crossfire, and Deriess can't make the pin. He can't pin Tate here because there is no ref about. There is a nice bit where Deriess has been thrown into the exposed turnbuckle and it looks like it's going to be a great near fall. Another ref comes out, but he also gets taken out very quickly. Then it looks like Deriess is going to lock in the sharpshooter, but who should come out to distract? But Leonardo Darwin from earlier, he'd sort of staked his claim against Tate Mayfairs. He comes out, pulls out a ref shirt, and it looks like he's going to put on the ref shirt to, you know, tap out, to count the tap out for Tate Mayfairs because the sharpshooter's locked in. But previously we'd seen it, Tate Mayfairs had hid brass knucks inside a bottom turnbuckle on the ring and he'd pulled them out and they were on the floor. Leonardo Darwin very quickly scoops them up. He locks in the sharpshooter. The sharpshooter is fully locked in from Deriess. He taps. Everyone's cheering. Deriess is celebrating, but Leonardo Darwin does not count the pin. Instead, he clocks Deriess with the knucks. And then it is a massive twist of lemon. 1, 2, 3. Tate Mayfairs picks up the win, retains his title against Deriess through shenanigans. Really fun main event. It was a really fun event as a whole, and this was a great heel turn. I appreciated the heel turn of Darwin, you know. I liked that we had the goofiness before, him coming out now, siding with Tate. I think Tate is going to be a great sort of faction leader with Darwin. I think there's going to be something there, some great chemistry. I think it works really well, and probably leading to a man like Deriess versus Darwin match. So you've built a lot of stuff from here. We just need a new, I don't know who the challenge is going to be for Tate Mayfairs. That is the big question mark up in the air, but we will probably find out an answer for that very, very soon. And that wraps up this show. Overall, I thought this was an absolute blast. As I said in the intro, 5 out of 5 from me. I loved this show. One of my favourite shows of the year. And I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Were you there? Did you watch it live? Did you watch it on Triller? Let me know everything you want and I'll try to reply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support and have a nice day.